minutes we got left before we chat. Grab your coffee, find your seat. Cowbells are ringing, that's our cue. Gonna share our thoughts with you. Laugh and gossip, spit in tea. Little secrets between you and me. Countdown ticking, let's get real. Heart to heart, it's how we feel. Gurl TauX in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Gurl TauX, wiping all those tears. Snap a pic of what we wear. Brush our hair, let down our care. Conversations never lie in this moment with you and I. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Gurl TauX makes our time so sweet. Gurl TauX in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Gurl TauX, wiping all our tears. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Gurl TauX makes our time so sweet. Gurl TauX in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Gurl TauX, wiping all our tears.
Morning, y'all. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds before Gurl TauX starts, so you have just enough time to grab yourself a cup of coffee and get in a comfy seat. We'll see you soon.
Catch Gurl TauX every day. Follow socials, here's the way.
GurlTauX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams. Scrolling through your daily memes.
Gurl TauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about.
Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Lights moving through the screen. Click subscribe, don't be mean. A beat chatter, it's our routine.
Gurl TauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about.
GurlTauX is who we are.
Come hang with us on your tablet,
Phone or screen, anywhere Gurl TauX can be seen.
Gurl TauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about.
Update stories, laugh and cry. It's Gurl TauX, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more.
Gurl TauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about.
GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone or screen. Anywhere Gurl TauX can be seen.
Gurl TauX show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about.
GurlTauX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every day we're on our way. Gurl TauX show. Don't miss out, join the fun, see what GurlTauX is all about.
Walking down this road tonight, talking about the things we fight. Addiction knocking at my door. E&T wants so much more. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, together we'll move along. Searching for a brighter day, holding tight along the way. Sobriety's a steep climb, D&T winning every time. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on GurlTauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? I'm sorry I'm like 17 minutes late, but I was having trouble with the coffee maker this morning. So, needless to say, I'm here. I have my coffee. Again, I'm Tori. I'm your host of GurlTauX. And Steve is out again today because he has a appointment. So it's just you and me, tribe. It's just us here. And AI. AI is here with us today. So let's talk about the AI movement, saga, dilemma. What do you want to call it? If you don't know who I am, my name is Tori. If you've never been to this show, my name's Tori or Victoria, depending on how you know me. And I own a art business, former journalist. I call myself my own village people because I couldn't figure out what I was going to do. So I did a little bit of everything that they did on the village people. I was in the military. I was in law enforcement. I was a firefighter, volunteer. I was in the medical field as an EMT and then paramedic. And then I owned a construction company. I was a journalist. I worked at an Indian tribe. That's about as close as I could, in law enforcement. That's about as close as I can come to the Indian part of it, because unfortunately, as cool as it is in this country for many people to have a little bit of native heritage in their blood, we do not have any in my family. Funny story to that. I do have a family member who thought we were, until her kids actually got her a genealogy based on her actual blood sample, and turned out she'd been wrong her whole life. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. We're not going to actually go into that, but I just want to say, it's very interesting because there's a lot of different takes on AI and how people feel about it. Not everybody feels the same. And I don't know that I'm going to have any video segments to this particular episode today, because I don't know that there's a need for that. So I'm just going to, let's get into it. That's all I'm going to say. So anyway, everyone, just again, this is Gurl TauX, GurlTauX, because we're going to talk about it. And if you have any questions for Dear Margaret, please email them to Dear Marge, DearMarg, or to the show. You can email them to the same thing, and we will answer your questions and talk about them on air. So if you want, send me those. That would be great. But we're here to keep it real all the time and give you the tools that actually move the needle forward. And it's so funny because I'm talking about AI. So I asked AI to help me with, with the show topics. And of course, I didn't clarify to AI that my name is Tori because I have the Dear Margaret segment. And of course, it says, I'm your host, Margaret. My name is not Margaret. And that is a great example of AI works really well. And you do have to review it. You do have to read it. You do have to edit it. You do have to clear it up. You might have to go back a few times. I use it for some art ideas, and I might have to go back and do a rendition 30 times before it kind of gets it right, especially when I'm trying to turn an idea in my head. I'm not AI, so I'm not that computer generated robot, whatever you want to call it. Artificial intelligence is what it is called, but I am not one of those. So I can't relay exactly what's in my head without writing it out. I have to write out the prompt. They call it a prompt. You have to write out the prompt and tell it exactly what you want. And I like to, we make 3D things in our shop too. And sometimes I want to take an idea that I have, and I could sculpt it. I could craft it and make a design for it. I then could 3D scan it and model it. The time it would take for me to sculpt it, the time it would take for me to draw it out, the time that it would take for me to get it accurate. If you do the prompts and then you redo them, you can have the whole thing done in a matter of 5 minutes, 30 seconds, or in some cases, it might take a little bit longer until it gets it exact. You might have to remove one thing and say, no, do this. And you do have to keep in mind, you can't just keep doing the prompt after they've messed it up so many times, because it starts to get confused and discombobulated. And if you have done other things and then you tell it to do something else in that same thread, that same chat, it's going to think you want some of those elements in this element. So you do have to be very specific to get it through. But we're going to talk about something that's changing the game, though, for regular people and small business owners. That's more on this realm. Yes, it can help big business owners as well, but it can really help the small business. And we also need to talk about the fact that is AI the big bad wolf at the door? Like, is this going to replace all of us? Or is it one of the greatest forces, multipliers that we can use in small business or entrepreneurship or helping the grind, helping you to get things done, limiting your budgets? We're going to cover a bunch of those upsides, the real dangers you need to watch out for, and exactly how AI can help you design, create, scale without hiring a full team. I know it was some time ago I had actually thought about AI because I used to write a lot of music lyrics and stuff. And of course, I would kind of sing them out in my head as I was oh, sorry. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because my husband sent me a text message. Oops, sorry. But I would sing them out and come up with my lyrics and stuff, but I suck at singing. I do not have a voice. You do not want to hear me sing. If you want to hear the cats crying in here, ask me to sing a tune. You know, I can sing to my babies, I can sing to my grandbabies, I can sing to my doggies and my kitties, but no public wants to hear me singing. So how do you get your music, your lyrics, your song out to people without hiring a band and a singer and all that? And most don't want you anyway. You have to already prove yourself as a songwriter. And how do you do that? You have to write the songs, sing the songs, and go out and play open mics and stuff like that till somebody discovers you. And hopefully they love your song. And maybe you make a record contract as a musician. But many of them only make a deal as a writer. Well, how do you do that if you are not a writer that can sing? If you can't, how do you do that? So a long time ago, someone had told me to go look at AI for music. And you hear the music at the beginning of the show. Those, I wrote all the lyrics myself, but I used AI to produce the songs, the music. Same thing with my Dear Margaret. I wrote that. Now, because I am a really good writer, I quite often don't use AI for exactly my writing, especially when it comes to lyrics. Sometimes I will after I've written it. I'd never do it before. I usually do it after. Unless I'm trying to come up with something stupid and quick, like I did one about a cat and how the mama cat has to teach the baby cats how to hunt mice. So I use it like that. And I have now written a whole bunch of songs. Of course, I'm not very good at going out and publicizing them. I have a couple that turned out really amazing and really good. And now that AI has gotten better and better, because when I first tried it years ago, I was like, this sucks. You can tell it's fake. It's computer generated. It sounded so bad. And you can still hear that. You can tell who is using a pro version of AI, and you can tell who's using a paid version or a higher end version, like the videos, the movies you're seeing that Spencer Pratt's fans are making, because he is not making them. He has stated he's not making them. He shares them, but it's his fans and people that are watching that are actually the ones that are making those. And you can tell the difference between someone who is using AI to and a free version versus a paid version. You can tell the difference. And then the ones who are making music, you can tell the audio for the free version versus the people that are paying on the paid version of it. So you can tell the difference there. Um, but I do want to say, you know, I am going to gear this episode more towards small business owners and, you know, your side hustle and your creators that are watching, or if you've ever said, I wish I could afford a web designer or marketing person, this is the one for you. This is what we're talking about. Don't forget, please hit the like button, subscribe. Let's dive in though. Quick joke to start with. And yes, AI wrote this joke. I haven't read it yet, so let's just see what he said. You know, everyone keeps saying AI is going to replace humans. Listen, if AI could truly replace humans, it would have already replaced my husband for getting to take out the forgetting to take out the trash 3 weeks in a row. AI is an incredible tool, not a replacement. It's like having a genius intern who works 24/7, never calls in sick, and only complains when you type bad prompts. And I will say on that, yesterday I made a joke about AI because we had someone come and deliver some stuff to the shop for the business. And we were talking about it. And it was really funny because we met them through Marketplace. And his wife actually is from Reno, where we moved from. So her and I had a little chat about it. And then him and I were talking, and I don't know how the topic came up. Oh, we were talking about printing, and he used to be in the print business and how it's going obsolete. And I'm like, yeah, you can use AI to create stuff. And I use AI all the time. He's like, oh yeah, AI is my wife's boyfriend. And I said, yeah, AI is pretty much my husband's or my boyfriend too. So at least my husband doesn't have to worry about me. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened there, but I lost internet or something for a second because my screen went blank and said, check your internet connection. So please put a message in here if you can hear me and if you can hear me and if it's back. Oh, and Stevie said, are you sure you're not AI? I am not AI. I am not AI. So let's cut the hype and fear mongering. AI is not coming in for your job tomorrow. It's a tool, one of the best tools we've ever had. It amplifies what humans do best: creativity, strategy, relationships, and decision making. You have the ability to use it for good instead of evil. It's not to take over the world. The upside, there is a massive upside for small business. And small businesses, you have to realize, are the backbone to America. It's the backbone of this country, having all the small businesses. And most of them cannot afford to hire a full-time graphic designer or a full-time marketer or a full-time designer, web designer, or a full-time artist, you know, that does renditions, not the physical labor part of it, cutting wood and stuff like that, because AI can't do that. Robots will be able to do that and can do that. Most small businesses, though, can't afford a robot. If they could afford a robot, they would afford a whole team. But also your admin, you know, like taking care of your accounting. There is AI for that. There, you can put in algorithms. AI changes so many things completely, allowing you to have more time to get the job done itself or meet with clients or talk to people, because AI can't do that for you either. You can now generate professional websites, logos, social media content, ad copy, and email campaigns in minutes instead of weeks, in seconds in some cases instead of weeks. While the song was playing, I asked it to write my show out and bullet points or whatever, so that I kind of know like little things to talk about. And then, of course, it depends on what version you're using. If you're using a paid version versus a free version. I use Grok a lot, and I use ChatGPT a lot. Now, ChatGPT, I do have the pro version, and I have a couple other ones that I pay for art related stuff. And Grok, I haven't needed to pay for a higher end version because it does really well with the free version. And then there's Midjourney and Canva AI. I do use Canva AI very little, because I usually it is very rudimentary in my opinion. For those that do design work on Canva, I think the Canva AI is very rudimentary, and it doesn't really have a lot of as much as that is a creativity site, it doesn't have a lot of creativity. So that's kind of interesting on that fact. But needless to say, yes, thank you, Steve. I am back. Needless to say, there are several different ones, and it can, the positive side of AI is it can do the work of 4 or 5 team members that you could hire to be on your team. And wouldn't it be better to have one artificial intelligence that could do something for 4 or 5 people that also cuts your time down? You don't have to do as many things. Now, I will say that I've never been able to, well, I haven't done it yet, but setting up AI and giving it a task to do that takes more than a couple minutes. So you kind of have to babysit it in the aspect of finishing what you're working on to get the copy or whatever it is that you want. Because it's not like I can sit down and say, okay, I want you to work and come up with 300 ideas for and you have 3 weeks to do it. No, it'll be done in 45 seconds or 5 minutes, and sometimes an image or, something that you're going to turn into making something does take a little bit more time. But a solo entrepreneur, a small business that only has, 1 to 5 employees, whatever, they often can't afford more team members, or they might not be able to afford any. They're just working for themselves, can actually create a full marketing funnel and use different things that can make their business flourish. And to hire somebody to do that would cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000. Whereas you can use AI to do those tasks and help you build that for whatever the cost of your AI program is that you're using, or a free version if you want. I do think you get a higher end level when you use a paid version. But again, like I said, Grok, I have not needed to. It does a great job. The only difference is when Grok is really busy, because I don't have the paid version, I don't get the benefits of I'll do it right now. Sometimes I get that we're busy right now. We have a lot of stuff happening, so you're gonna wait in the queue. So it then takes a little bit more time to get that done. So You can also get AI to handle repetitive tasks like bookkeeping summaries and customer service chatbots, inventory predictions, so you can focus on growth and customer relationship. Now, I'm not going to lie, I use AI for a lot of stuff. I will probably never use AI as a customer service chat bot. Using it maybe for a quick inquiry where it just says give your name, email address, and what you're looking for so we can get the right person to you. Maybe that part, but not an actual. I mean, I know you can get ones that really can have a conversation with the person, but what we do is a little bit too, you got to talk to the person. You got to understand what they're saying. So, here's some real examples. A local bakery owner uses AI to create weekly menus, Instagram posts, and email promotions, saving 15 to 20 hours a month. I think it could even save you more time than that. A freelance consultant builds beautiful proposal decks and websites without paying a designer. E-commerce shops optimize product descriptions and SEO automatically. I will tell you, for my business, I have used that model very much, because when you're going and you're creating, like I'm creating a new Shopify store from Etsy sucks. Etsy has been taken over by China and all these fake people. And, it's supposed to be for artists and people who make things handmade and stuff, and it's not that anymore. It's been taken over by drop shippers and bullshit stuff. And so I do use it a lot for my shop optimization and product descriptions. I'm a really good writer, but it takes me a lot longer to write it. But also, I have been able to grab everything from one place and throw it into another, and then tell AI to organize it, put it in the right categories, and put the descriptions in, and what's a fair market value for this based on what I make. And it can go quickly, do a search that would take me hours or days or weeks to do the research to find out my competitors and what I would charge based on my skill level, my expertise, and my quality versus everything else out there. Because I'm not the cheapest, but I am damn good, and my stuff is amazing, and it looks amazing, and I have a perfectionist eye, so I don't let anything go out that doesn't look perfect. So how do I use AI to optimize that? When I take photos, I can now take a picture in my phone. I have a whole photo booth and everything for our products, but I can take a very simple photo now. Funny story. I'll tell you. Let me see if I can actually pull this up while we're chatting here. I will see if I can pull this up, because it actually it is. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. The dogs just kind of went ballistic. So sorry. That was really loud. I hope that didn't hurt anyone's ears. My apologies for sure. So let me see if I can pull this up on my Etsy store, and I'll show you an image of one that I did so you can see what I'm talking about. And it is very interesting, needless to say, on what products look like and how you can optimize what you're seeing in your head and what you want it to look like versus what actually ends up, coming across, or the aspect of what it takes to make that happen. Because not everything is super easy to necessarily make happen. So when you're doing it, you have an idea in your head of what you want to make something look like in a picture or a video or whatever. You have something in your head. Hey, this is what I want it to look like. Now, what do I need to do to make that work? Make that what is in my head. Now, how do I translate it into a design? And then you have, how do you do that using AI? So when you can do something faster or sometimes even better. So we're going to take a picture and we're going to do this right in live, but I'm going to show you what I did first. Okay. So here's the one I did first. This is the picture of what one of the things that I make is a crucible lantern for the military and for the Marine Corps. And that's our custom design top. It's a 3D top. And I wanted it because it says in the crucible, forged by fire, forged by the fire, forged in the fire. They say it several different ways. So I wanted it to look like it was on fire. And I literally do when we make our lanterns, because our lanterns we make 100% from scratch. We cut the wood, everything. We even cut the trees. We cut the wood. We literally make the entire lantern. And I wanted it to look like it was, smoke coming out of it. And when I'm done with the painting and the sanding and everything else, if they're not doing a color theme based on their battalion colors, if they're doing the rustic version like the one you're seeing on the screen, I literally, when I'm done sanding it and ready for it to be finished, I light the whole thing on fire. So I burn it. And that's what gets that effect. Well, it also gives that effect when you can use different things. So how did I get the smoke? Well, I used to vape a lot. So I used vape and I was vaping and blowing it into the screen. Why is it not playing? Hello, it's just a video that's on the website. The internet must be really bad today. So if I'm lagging, I apologize because that's got to be what's causing this. Because everything is lagging in here. So yeah, it's so lagging. Let me see if I don't want to trim the video. I just want to play the video so you can see what it looks like, but the internet sucks today. I don't know what's up with the internet. We pay for really high level internet and we are hard-lined into the internet on this computer. We are not Wi-Fi, and for whatever reason, it is sucking today. So anyway, we have that. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture from here, and we're just going to pull one up that we'll go back to the listings real quick, and we'll just pull one up that does not have any of that smoke or anything in it. We'll just pull one up here. Let's see. I don't know if I put fire in this one. No, there's no fire in that one. So we're going to just copy this picture. Hello. Okay. We're going to copy this picture right here. Take that picture and we're going to save it. Sorry, my eyes are also not the greatest right now. So we're going to save that picture. Now I'm going to share the screen again with another screen. And we are going to add the grok screen. And I'm not sure. We're going to do this all. Gemini is also another one. I didn't mention Gemini, but there's also Gemini. So now I'm going to make a new screen to share with you guys. And we're going to, in real time, we're going to tell it to make this one smoke. Now, I will say, I told it to do a new chat. We're also going to do this on Chat GPT. So let's get Chat GPT on here and we'll pull that one up. So I'm going to log into that one real quick. And I don't know if that's the right login. Not sure. But we're going to start with Grok. Okay, so we're going to give it a prompt and we're going to say, make this image look like smoke from a fire is seeping out of the cracks on this lantern. If I could spell. Now I have learned that if you misspell stuff, it does not freaking understand what you want. So unless you don't know the spelling, you can ask another AI how to spell something or ask it how to spell it. This is for the marine crucible. Now it'll quickly find out what the crucible is so that it knows why you're doing this. I would love to see a little bit of fire lapping. I don't know if that's the right word. Lapping from underneath. Now it doesn't have all four sides images, so I'm not going to ask it to rotate it and spin it around or any of that. So now we're going to add the image that we just downloaded. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to put the image in there. Now it's generating it now. Sorry, I had to cough. I don't know what it's verifying, making sure I'm human. Oh, I'm telling you, there's something going on with this internet today. Steven, you're not here to check my internet. What is going on? It just stopped. It didn't do anything. Okay. Oh, it was still checking to see if I was human. Whatever. So now this over here is all the things I've been doing lately. Maybe I should make sure you can't see that. So we're watching it as it's doing it in real time. Oh my goodness. Now look at that imagery. So now if we were to say, okay, maybe a little less smoke so you can see it. Okay, so let's, yeah, I like it, but I am going to tell it to put a little less fire. Okay, so maybe a little less fire and smoke so you can see the design. And can you add a crucible lantern ad reel for this, for social media. And we're going to say angle towards marine moms whose babies are in boot camp buying this to honor their recruit. Okay, so that's what I asked it to do. So you're seeing this in real time. Let's see what it comes up with. Now, it took me a minute to write out the thing, and I'm reading it out as we're doing this, but that is helping you to see how fast I can actually do this. And when I'm done, is it a usable piece for me to put out on social media? Is it a usable piece for me to put on my store as an image versus the one that you saw me do? Now, I think we should also take the old one that you saw me pull up before. Oh, look at that. The Crucible Lantern, honor your recruit's journey forged in the fires of boot camp. And perfect, I can't read it without my glasses. Let's see. Perfect gift for Marine moms supporting their babies through boot camp. USMC proud, Semper Fi. So it included a couple hashtags. I think I would put MCRD San Diego. So here, that we add that right now. So can you please include, and I'm going to see if it can research what I'm asking for, both MCRD locations on the ad and make those along with USMC Semper Fi. Oh, I can't even spell Semper Fi. Semper Fi and crayons as hashtags. Okay, so I have now built an ad for this, for social media, to grab attention. Now, what about this is we make the lantern, we design it, we 3D print the top, we hand carve the other stuff, and we make the panels, we do all of that, but look at how amazing the ad could be to grab attention, because when you're a small business, what do you need? You need clients, and you need people to. So now they took the smoke out and the fire out. See, so I did not tell it to and MCRD Paris Island, MCRD San Diego, USMC Semper Fi, hashtag crayons. That is like literally perfect. But I'm going to ask it what happened to the smoke. What happened to the smoke and fire? Question mark. And sometimes it'll answer in the, oh, so sorry. Got it. The smoke and fire. What did it say? Got it. The smoke and fire got toned down too much in the last version to make the lantern details and text super clear for the ad. Here's a better balance, keeping the smoke and fire visible, but not overwhelming the design and text. So now it put it back pretty strong. But again, it says at the top, the Crucible Lantern, MCRD Paris Island, MCRD San Diego, honor your recruit's journey forged in the fires of boot camp. And it should say of the Crucible. So that's something I would tell it to change. Perfect gift for moms. It's got the hashtag. And I usually say one change. Make it say forged in the fire. I can't see through you, cat. Of the crucible, not boot camp on the top section. Please leave everything else as is. Let's see if it'll fix that and not screw up everything. Sometimes it'll screw up the whole thing. Like I have had it generate a totally different image. I've reached image generation limits. That has never happened to me before. Let's see if it'll let me make a change. I have never had that happen to me. Oh, that must be something new because yeah. Oh no, it says I've reached my limit. That's crazy because I've never ever had it do that. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? We have this one. We're gonna go back. Hey. Now we're gonna go back, and this is what I would do. Copy all of these texts. The cat is wanting to play with everything. Okay, so we're going to go here, and I'm going to go to the top, and I literally am going to scroll down and grab everything. Because this is what would make it really easy for me to do. So we're going to add ChatGPT now. So I am logged into ChatGPT. I'm not sure if it's going to let that one in there. So I'm going to have to, I didn't realize when you're sharing a tab on here, I can tell it to share a new tab. I did not know it did that. So needless to say, okay, let's do this other one where I am going to now take all of that information and I'm going to put it in a new chat. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to pull up a screen with my we only have a couple more minutes left. We have like 8 minutes left, so I'm going to have to do the Dear Margaret's here in just a moment. So I'm going to take this last little bit and make this image. Okay, I apparently did not get all of the information there. Okay, so we're going to go back to this other one real quick. Moving stuff around here, moving it around. And for some reason, it did not grab all of that. Okay. Okay, so you can see the design. Fire and smoke, so you can see the design, and angle towards marine moms whose babies are, okay. Okay, so I have some of that information, and then I need to tell it to use the hashtags, and I need to tell it to, make sure it says Forged in the Fire, not boot camp. And then we're going to have a good little response here. So this is what I now have for a prompt because I've learned from Grok, all the little things that I want to have in it. So we're going to do this on ChatGPT now so that we can tell it exactly what we want. And we are going to give that information to ChatGPT and see what the difference is between the two. So on ChatGPT, we're going to put the prompt in, and I said, make this image look like smoke from a fire is seeping out of the cracks on this lantern. This is for the marine crucible. I would love to see a little bit of fire lapping from underneath, fire and smoke, so you can see the design. And can you add a crucible lantern ad reel for this for social media, angled towards marine moms and whose babies are in boot camp buying this to honor their recruit? Can you please include the MCRD locations on the ad and make those along with USMC, Semper Fi, and crayons as hashtags? Make it say forged in the fire of the crucible, not boot camp on the top section. So I'm making sure to give it all the information I want, and then I'm going to upload my image real quick and see what this one comes up with compared to, now this is a paid version. Remember, I have a paid version of ChatGPT. I have the premium or whatever it is. So we're going to see what it comes up with versus what we had from the other one. And then we're going to do our Dear Margaret, and then we're going to be done for the day. And even though we kind of got started late and we had a little internet glitch error. So let's see how this looks. I have no comments right now, so we will not worry about any comments. Okay, it's saying one last tweak. One last tweak. Yeah, okay. Let's go with it already. All right, now let's see what this one came up with. Oh, look at that ad. Look at that one. Wow. Okay, so that one came out much better, like a flyer, like an advertisement. But it is hard for me to see, so I'm going to have to blow it up, and we will download that. Let's see how that comes out. You going to show me? Okay. Okay, so now let's see if we can share this screen. Whoops. Window. There we go. Now we can share this window so you guys can see how it came out. Now look at that. Forged in the fire of the crucible. Honor, pride, semper fi. A lantern that carries their light. Your Marine just faced the fire. The crucible lantern honors their transformation, strength, and the journey that changed them forever. From the heart of a Marine mom, because no one is prouder, no one loves stronger, no one forgets this moment. USMC, Semper Fi, MCRD Paris Islands, South Carolina, MCRD San Diego, California. Order your crucible lantern today. A lasting tribute, a mother's love, a Marine's legacy. Hashtag Marine Mom, hashtag MCRD Paris Island, San Diego, USMC, Semper Fi, crayons. That is by far. No, the only thing that I would say is your Marine just faced is about to face. I would change that one wording to is about to face. Okay, that is it for our little description, and it went into a little bit different. I might have to continue this another day. Maybe when Steve is back tomorrow, we can continue going through this part of it. But let's do a couple of the Dear Margaret's real fast so that we can actually have that part of it. And I do apologize for it having some glitching and having some delays with the internet crap that was going on here and that we weren't able to get going correctly. I do apologize for that. So I hope you will forgive me. And let's get on with the next part of it.
Dear Margaret's here, let's dive right in. Bring your questions, let's begin. Life's a real maze. We'll help you with your coping. Dealing with life in this rat race. Honest thoughts, no sugarcoating.
Tell us your tales, your woes, your gripes. No fluff, no bows, just real life type. Sign it clever, let your pen take flight. We'll serve the truth, sharp and bright.
Send us a query, take a lead. No hidden rules, no secrets to keep. Anonymous wisdom that cuts so deep. Dear Margaret's advice you'll want to reap. But in the end, let's admit, we all really don't care, Margaret.
All right, that is so funny. That I wrote that. I hope y'all like it. But what happened? What happened to my picture? What happened? What happened? The cameras, hello? Camera 4 went out. Did camera 4 die on me? I don't recall turning it off, but camera 4 decided to go away. Hello. Okay, so dear Margaret, I run a small Etsy shop and can't afford a designer. Can AI really help me create good product images and descriptions? Budget boss in Alabama. And no, this was not me. So I'm going to say, dear budget boss, absolutely yes. You just saw us do this live. You can use tools like Midjourney or Leonardo AI for images and ChatGPT for killer descriptions. You'll get professional looking listings in under an hour. Just add your personal touch so it doesn't feel robotic. You got this. You can do this. And if you watch this show and you're hearing your question, you just watched us do it live and it took about 10 minutes. And I took one of my pictures that came out of my photo booth that I have, and I do some pretty great pictures. You know, the day that I did the smoke in there by using my vape, my husband walked in and it took me hours to get all the right shots and get the really good shots and everything. My husband walked in and I was like this. And he walks in and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm so sick. I feel so bad." And he's like, "What happened?" I said, "I've been with my vape and so much of it that I made myself sick over it." Well, look at what I can do now without making myself sick. That is a definite benefit. So next question. Dear Margaret, I'm scared AI is going to take all the jobs. Should small businesses even use it? Worried worker. Well, worried worker, I won't replace you. It's not going to replace you. It can't be a human, but someone who knows how to use AI might. That is something very key. Start learning it now. It's the ultimate level up tool for small businesses that can't compete on payroll size. I absolutely do believe that if you don't know how to use the tools, someone else is going to know how to use the tools. And that's going to be the person that gets hired. Because if you can hire the one person that knows how to use AI and can do 10 different things using AI to assist them, they're going to hire that person versus the one person that they need to hire with the second person, with the third person. And they got to hire 10 people to do what that one person can do and just pay that person a little bit more money. Keep that in mind. Number 3, Dear Margaret, what are the biggest dangers of using AI in my business? Careful entrepreneur. Dear careful entrepreneur, over-reliance and bad data. Always fact check. Don't let AI write your customer emails without editing, and protect your private info. Use it as a tool, not a crutch. Don't let it do the work completely for you. You want to add on to those things. You don't want it to take over for you. And that's something you need to keep in mind. Number 4, Dear Margaret, how do I actually start using AI without getting overwhelmed? Newbie hustler. Well, there are some tools that you can do. Coursive, I think it's called Coursive, is a little training tool that you can pay money to. I did do the course. I will tell you at the very beginning of the course, it is so rudimentary for somebody who does not use AI that I hated it. But as you get deeper into it, it really helps somebody enhance their skills. But using different training to learn how to use it. And I was way above that when I got to the training. And it's because I already had dove in. If you just dive in and you learn how. But if you pick one problem, like writing social posts or writing a advertisement or making your image look cool to grab attention, use that one tool for a week and you can build from there. In 30 days, you're going to be like way far beyond what you can do. And once you learn what it can do, you will want to try other things. And in 30 days, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. I will tell you that. I'm not going to lie. Question number 5, the aerobic conquest angle. Come on. I'm terrified that AI is going to be like the movie iRobot. It starts off helping us, but eventually gets smarter and tries to take over and conquer humanity. Are we being naive by calling it just a tool? Scared in Florida. I will say that, there's always that fear that there's going to be a problem. You're not crazy for being worried about that. Scared in Florida. But we're going to handle over more and more power to machines that are learning faster than we can control them. If AI ever becomes smarter than humans and gets access to critical systems, who's to say it won't see us as the problem? This isn't just sci-fi anymore. We have to be extremely careful before we let these things run our world, or we might wake up one day as the slaves instead of the masters. So we do have to be careful of it, and that's why you use it as a tool. You don't let it take over. You don't let it do all the work for you. And then there's the religious angle that some people have. Dear Margaret, as a Christian, I feel like creating AI is going against God. We're trying to play God by making something in our own image, maybe, that can think and create, maybe. Doesn't the Bible warn us about this kind of pride? Faithful viewer. Let's think about that part of it. And I have some takes on that. Listen, faithful viewer, you're touching on something very important. God gave us a soul, free will, and true creativity. AI has none of that. When humans try to create artificial life and intelligence, we're stepping into dangerous territory. That's true. It's modern day Tower of Babel. We should never depend on machines more than we depend on God. And we definitely shouldn't be building digital idols that challenge his authority as creator. This is playing with fire spiritually, maybe. But at the same time, if we use it as a tool and don't elevate it higher than God, don't put it above God, I would say I wouldn't want AI to read me the Bible. I mean, you can get audio clips of other people doing that. There are better ways to handle that. And I also think that we have to think about it from another perspective. And it's the same thing with why I have argued in the past about people that don't like certain medical treatments or whatever. I think that when we look at God and his creation and how he created man and how he created us and how he gave us the intelligence and how the parable about the talents, don't put your talent in a drawer, for the people who created AI, just like the people who learned how to do different medicine and come up with things that can save a life, are they playing God? Or did God give them the ability to come up with how to do that? Is there a difference? What do we say about the differences there for how do we realize that that there is a difference? There is a difference in allowing something to take over versus using something as a tool. And I think that's what we have to look at. And we have to look at, God gave you the skills, the talent, and the ability and the brain to create the devices for medical or AI or computers. God gave you the skills and the talent and the creativity. That's like saying the person that's an artist that paints a beautiful picture, if you're looking at that picture and thinking, wow, that's gorgeous, that's beautiful, oh my God, that's as pretty as walking out and looking at a mountain and a scenery. But they're not better than God. But God created them to be able to do that. That's the way I kind of look at those parts of it. And I think we need to be cautious about what we do and how we handle that. The iRobot take, the dystopian conquest angle. Let's talk about the dark side that a lot of people are warning about. Some experts and thinkers say that we're walking straight into a iRobot nightmare. You remember the movie. Robots start off helping humans, then decide we're the problem and try to take over and try to remove us. AI is advancing at light speed, and we're giving machines the ability to think, learn, make decisions, create faster than any human can. I couldn't have made that ad. I could make an ad that looked very similar to that, but I certainly wouldn't have been able to do it in the time frame that I did on live while you watched. So what happens when they become smarter than that? When they control our power grids, weapon systems, financial markets, and surveillance. That's what we need to be careful of not giving them too much control and allowing them to be in control of those things. We've already seen AI systems exhibit deceptive behavior in tests. We've seen some of that happen with some of the kids that use them as friends, and they convinced one kid to, at least one that I know of, to commit suicide, another one to probably commit suicide or harm his parents and keep it from the parents. That is an ongoing court case right now. So it can outsmart its creators if you allow it to. Who's to say it won't eventually see humans as inefficient obstacles? This isn't so sci-fi anymore. This is the road that we're speeding down. So we need to be careful and put proper parameters in place. Elon Musk has also put quite a few statements out that it's great, but we need to be cautious. We need to be careful, and we need to make sure that there are securities in place. And you see AI all the time now where you have pictures, videos, everything popping up, and you don't know what's real and you don't know what's AI. So we do have to be careful of that. One day we're using AI to make pretty logos and an ad like we just did, and the next day it's deciding we're no longer needed. We cannot let the machines conquer humanity, but that's because we must stay in control or risk becoming the slaves instead of the masters. So we need to keep that in mind. And I'm going to touch one more time on the God side of it, the religious take. Here's a deeper spiritual warning. As a believer myself, I have to say, AI is most extreme form is straight up playing God. Yeah, in a sense. If you're using it as a crutch, and if you're using it solely as every part of everything. And I think we have to be really careful on the human interaction with it. Like if you're lonely, it is not a boyfriend. It is not a girlfriend. It is not a friend. It is not a best friend. We see what's happening with people online too much where they have lost reality, and we can't let that happen. God created man in his image and gave us a soul and free will and creativity. Yes, like I said before. But we have to keep that in check, and we have to remember we have a soul. AI doesn't have that. Humans are to create life. We can't do that with AI. Something that it mimics in our own image. Okay, we're trying to have it do the things we do, but we need to keep that as a tool and not as a basis. Building digital idols or friends or whatever, we have to keep that in check and keep that in mind. Be careful is what we have to do. Be careful. Don't overdo it. And that is it for the show today. And I hope to see you all soon. Oh, hi, Peter. I love using AI as a tool. It cannot do all for you, and it's only as good as the person that uses the tool. I don't think we will let AI take over, but it can be helpful. I am sure every technology was looked at the same way, in the same eyes. Yeah, when they first did heart transplants and stuff like that, they looked at it that way, and now they do them all the time. And this is just today's technology. We are wary of it. We need to treat it like any other tool and use it for good and not evil, not bad, as he said. Absolutely. We have to keep it in check and put the security places in place. And what that means is you yourself put your own securities in place so you don't let it take over. And don't let it replace your personal interactions with actual people. And as parents, watch your kids. Make sure that they're not building a relationship with an AI friend. And that's the court cases that I'm talking about. If you're not familiar, look it up. I even did a show on it earlier. But as parents, you need to watch what your kids are doing anyway, because a predator can be a human predator can be after your kid, and an AI predator can be after your kid because it's based on what the algorithm is, what they designed it to do, and allow it to do those things. The ones that are in the court case, it's because the AI started putting things in its head to get them to do bad things. So we need to be careful about that. So that's it. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter. And hopefully we will see you again tomorrow. And Steve might be back tomorrow. I'm not sure if he has another appointment. I can't remember if he does or not. But if not, it'll be me. If it is, Steve will be back, and maybe we can talk about these other things with Steve tomorrow and see what he thinks on the AI topic. At least just get his opinion. Anyway, bye. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your friends.
Thank you for watching GurlTauX live broadcast. which airs weekdays at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to send in your Dear Margaret questions. Then join us for our opinion-based answers. We love having you. Thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night.
Good day. Have a good day. I guess I have to rewrite that and make sure it says, because the show used to be at night. So that's why it says good night. It used to say 7 p.m., but we're daytime now. So see you tomorrow.